What it do, man? Check it out. This is the big show we call BaldHead Reasoning. I am your host, Timothy Harvey, man, and I got my partners in the house. We're gonna kick it for a little bit, man. AKA Ando Sheldon, AKA Ando. What's popping, baby?
What's happening, Captain? Man, I'm out here chilling in Cali. It's sunny today with a high of 100 degrees. It's 100 degrees right now, bro. So I already been in the pool, doing the California thing. Got off work 2 hours early, jumped in the pool, hanging out with the grandkids, eating cake and stuff like that. So we out here living the dream, baby. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, man, all I know, 100 degrees. Where them fans at?
What's on the shirt? Just on the show, dog.
What's going on, dog?
But what's that, boy? I have a step on me. I'm trying to grab my fan. That ain't that, man. We sitting out here on old VA, man, trying to see what this weather gonna be popping like. Cause I heard a couple of old rumbles in the jungle. Like I was telling you fellas a little bit a while ago, I saw a little something look like it open in Henrico County. Y'all need to pass out and let us know what's going on. Make sure something coming my way so I can get on up on these tables and get on my 4 points of contact so I can secure myself and the family that's Mrs. I hope she heard me. I think she heard me, but y'all be safe out there if you in one of these locations where we got some bad weather come on. But if you're not, make sure you tune in and subscribing and getting ready so we can put this in your ear hole tonight. All right.
Indeed. Big Lad, what's happening down there in South Kakalaki?
Man, that storm was happening, man. Your boy done drove through a storm and seemed like tornadoes and everything else going, man. So I'm just glad to be at the house. Hey, and your boy just finished that last day of school, dog. Just had graduation today. And then got like one more thing to do. Got to go do this little camp at Fort Jackson for like a week, man. And then it's a wrap for the summer. It's a wrap.
You done got rid of them children.
And got rid of them churn gone.
Them churn gone. Yes, sir. Well, everybody going through that weather except for Wando out there, man. Cause we had a little tornado touchdown my way last night, man. But everybody good to go. It avoided me. It was like 8 miles away, but that's still too close for comfort. All right, fellas, we're gonna jump right to it, man. We're gonna jump right into our first segment, man. It is called The Head Lead, powered by New Spot Alert ATL. I got the merch on right there, dog. New Spot Alert ATL is the #1 spot for your culinary and goods and services needs. If you're in the ATL, man, looking for somewhere to go, man, somewhere to visit your next new spot, tap in New Spot Alert ATL on IG and TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and all that other stuff, man. We'll put you where you need to be. All right. The Head Lead. Fellas, intriguing tonight. What are your thoughts on the presidential pardons granted by President Trump to Todd and Julie Chrisley? And should presidential and or governor pardon power be reviewed or approved by state or federal legislatures? Kick us off, Watchdog.
Whoa, I had a feeling you're going to tell me to kick y'all off with this one today. And what are my thoughts on the presidential pardons being granted to Todd and Julie Christie? And then secondary to that is, should presidential and or government pardon power be reviewed, approved by state or federal legislators? So since I did me a little research on this, and plus back in the day, not too long ago, and before they got sentenced, I used to watch them on HGTV and that what is that TLC, whatever channel that was. That,
yep,
I used to watch Todd and Chrisley because they was brave enough to adopt their child's grandchild who was a mixed race. I ain't gonna say her name or nothing like that, but they stepped up to the plate, and then they even took a step further to make sure they protected to keep her off the shows, because how people would be treating her and stuff like that. Because we can be very harsh on people and kids and individuals that have adopted or took in biracial or different race of children or people, right? So, but when I look at that and I think about what they did and what came out of the light, and as far as their charges and what they got sentenced for, all I'm saying is I don't necessarily agree with the pardon, because therefore what you're telling us is that a certain group of demographic of folk can't get pardoned for things that were federal offenses. But the other folk that are doing these other same federal offenses are not going to get this pardon. You're going to serve your sentence. aka Wesley Snipes and some other folk. Yeah, I ain't gonna say no names, but
Good point.
they spent their time in jail for what they did. But you turned around and saying that these individuals, two individuals, didn't meet the criteria. They were then unjustly sentenced and prosecuted and convicted and was serving their time. But you felt that they should be released. I'm not saying we're doing his tenure. He wasn't president during that tenure, but it's the same kind of circumstances. But it was proven in the court of law that they were guilty of those particular crimes. So they should have served their time for that. They ain't killed nobody, nothing like that. They ain't committed murder, homicide, but what they did was some federal offense for tax, whatever. I think it was tax evasion, all that stuff, and not paying all. So all it is.
Well, they had a little embezzlement going on too. Yeah,
exactly. So it makes me think, but somebody else was doing some tax evasion, don't pay taxes because they told they weren't giving their tax returns up, and they don't pay taxes. So therefore, he felt that probably was that individual probably felt that was unjustly. They was unjustly in prison because I ain't pay taxes, so why should they have to pay taxes? Well, when I look at the camera, when I look at the TV screen, when you saying they ain't got to pay taxes, I'm looking at that TV screen. That the TV screen ain't it ain't that color other than black, right? That color start with a W. So you telling me anybody with a W in the front of their ethnicity, they don't need to worry about paying taxes, even if they don't pay no taxes, they get criminally prosecuted, etc., because they didn't do it, or they did tax evasion, or they did whatever they were doing, money laundering, etc. They should be freed because of they probably was in wrongly adjusted. They didn't commit a crime. They're not criminals for that. But on the minority side of the house, we're looking at how many of us that have been criminalized and put in jail for not paying their taxes and trying to do the same exact thing that you did. Right? So I got a problem with that. But when I look at the other part of that question, you say, about to miss my part of that question. I want to say, should the presidential and or governing pardon power be reviewed or approved by legislation? Yes and no. And I say it because when we think about that from a presidential pardon standpoint, not talking about the current administration, but just from a presidential pardon standpoint, they have to be unbiased to what is going on with that particular case. If it's going to reach their particular level or that executive level, they need to be able to look at that case unbiased. Unbiased meaning that means not looking at the color of their skin, not looking at the minority, not looking at the race, not looking at none of that, and look at the facts and make that decision on whether or not that should be an actual pardon or not. Don't make that based off of who you think they are and what they may have contributed recently to your thing, or somebody contributed to $1 million dinner. But I ain't gonna say that. Did I say that? I'm sorry. But contributed to your whatever. But we shouldn't be doing it. We should be basing that off on what the doggone Constitution says and how that is applicable to what the facts are. And when we look at it, is the Constitution vests those pardon powers solely in the executive branch, and legislative involvement could be seen in this case, when I looked at some arguments about it, as infringing on that authority, right? Or efficiency and expediency. The pardon process can be time sensitive, and adding legislative review could create delays and bureaucracy and hurdles. Yeah, we get that, but this wasn't that type of particular case. This wasn't a case where someone who was trying to get off of death row or the death penalty, right? And they sitting there about to be, the minute of the death penalty, or a shooting squad in some states that still do that, but I ain't gonna say the state, but one of the lethal injection. I understand it, but this particular process and this particular time, I think it was an overreach. It was exactly an overreach, and I'm gonna leave it at that and say I don't agree with it. And the pardon power depends on the circumstances and if it's truly warranted.
That's great insight, because and I'm gonna remember that. I'm writing that down as you said, because I'm gonna come back to a point you made that was very important. Left.
Oh, for now.
Man, yeah. I'll be honest with you, but I didn't really know nothing about the Chrisleys, until this topic came up. So same thing, man. Just did a little research, whatever, trying to find out what the deal is. Actually, a lot of research, and I think with this particular situation, they need to be in jail, man, because they got some fresh charges. they got some fresh charges. This thing didn't happen, years ago or decades ago, and they put their time in, and now you can look at it like, okay, yeah, they didn't do their entire time, but they did a lot of time. You can't look at it like that because they haven't done anything. And yeah, just like Watchdog said, man, if you start talking about tax evasion and embezzlement and all those type things, it's the standard is set that, hey, you can do this, and if you're going to contribute to my campaign, or if you're just going to support me, or if you got the same bad values that I have, that I'm gonna look out for you, after a little bit of you doing a little bit of time. You got to go and do a little bit, but I'm gonna come get you out of there. That's bad business. So yeah, I definitely think it's a bad pardon. It's a bad pardon for him. It's a bad look on the country. It's a bad look on the system. However, much as I can't stand this dude, all right, much as I can't stand this administration, ain't no bones about that. I'm clear about that. They're not the first ones to have some suspect type pardons. All right,
Facts.
Yeah,
that's facts.
First one. That's been going on for a while, on whether you're a Democratic president, Republican president, whoever the case may be. It's been going on for a minute. The problem is right here. When you have a system like this administration is so corrupt right now the system has to be changed. The pardon system has to be changed. And I know somebody on the other side is saying, oh, now you want to change it. When there's somebody in there that you don't like as president. No, it ain't like that. It needs to be changed, man, because everybody can see that it really don't matter what you did. It really don't matter how bad it was. It all boils down to, do I like you or not? Do you support me? Do you say the things that I want you to say? And so now that means that, the system is jacked up. It ain't unbiased, like Watchdog was saying. It's not unbiased. It has to be unbiased, and it's not unbiased. I would think that when this system was put in place for presidents to be able to pardon, I know the thought process was, hey, if you were the president, you can be trusted to make the right decision for the country when it comes to these parts, not just your feelings of who you want. You can be trusted because you're going to do the right thing, because you got some ethics, and you got some values, and you're not going to let a person out of jail that is supposed to be in there. It's that system is out the window. That ain't the way it works. That was the way it was supposed to be, but it don't work that way. So if it don't work that way, that means that now, you got to do something different. So I think, yes, the second part of the question, somebody else has to have some type of input when it comes to who you're pardoning. Even with this one, one of the pardons, Larry Hoover, he pardoned Larry Hoover. All right.
Oh, I was getting ready to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the pardons. But look at how much time Larry Hoover did compared to what these people did. Now the crimes were completely different. Larry Hoover did a lot of stuff going on, man. Whole bunch of stuff going on. So
every day, you don't know what you're waking up to.
His whole lifestyle, man, was a whole bunch of crime and some other things. However, look at the amount of time he did versus these people who, some of them money crimes, man, they hurt people. They hurt people, and they mess people's lives up and those type things. So in some ways, they got some dark things to live with too, man, that they did to people. Talking about the Christies. So you got to have some type of system in place now to say, hey, look, this person committed a crime. They've been in jail for 30, 40 years, whatever the case may be. All right, let's go on and give them a look. They did their time. They had no problems. They've been vetted to have changed, and they got some doggone what's the word I'm looking for? Remorse. They got some remorse. But this here that ain't done nothing but a little time in jail. Yeah, they got to do their time. So yeah, I think the system need to be changed. I do think that this couple, that it was a bad look to go ahead and have them released this soon.
I think
because it's like barely over a year, man. And it's just ridiculous, man.
This was a game. This is a political game.
It was, man. It was. Ando?
Well, I'll tell you straight up, I didn't even know who these people were, bro. I didn't keep up with them. I didn't keep up with him, man. I was busy doing other stuff, man. You know, eating my goldfish, you know, things like that. I didn't know until I saw him in the news, right? That wasn't one of those. I'm not a reality show follower,
Yep.
but I saw him in the news that they got hit for tax evasion, and then I looked it up here just now, and I saw that you know, they falsified their income and value in order to defraud banks out of $30 million in loans, which they didn't pay back and filed bankruptcy. Now, who's done that? I don't know. Never mind. We know who's done that before. So, does that sound familiar? Right.
A little bit.
So, you know, you falsify your worth to get money from the banks, and you spend all the money up on luxury cars, trips, whatever you spent it on, and then you file for bankruptcy protection. So, um, yeah, I can see why, right? As far as what's the Gangster Disciples guy?
Larry Hoover.
Yeah, so
All that was
you know,
it was a familiar scenario. So that's what happened right there.
I just don't see the value outside of, you know, a little bit of sensationalism in pardoning him because he's already been in jail forever.
And he's
Right.
not getting out because he
And
still
he's
got
not,
state time, and he
and he
got
still
state
got
time he
state
got to
time to
serve.
do. Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. So you
Yeah,
pardon
so
him federal charges. He's not getting out of jail. He's been in
He's not
jail,
getting out of jail. He's
you
got
know,
like,
I don't know, like 50 years, and he's still going to stay in jail because he
yeah,
still has state charges in
he
time.
still got like 40 something years to serve in state.
Right. You
so
know,
that's about it.
what are we doing? But
Right.
you know, he depends upon the fact that, you know, a lot of his, you know, followers, you know, that a lot of folks, you know, just look at the surface and don't really do any research to understand what's actually happening, to understand to see that that was a token pardon to, you know, appease black folks. Who was the other kid he pardoned? Some rapper. He already
NBA
served
young
his
boy.
time too.
NBA young boy.
Yeah, he
Oh,
already served his time. So that's supposed to clear his record. That didn't get him out of jail early. Um, you know, this other black lady he had up there with the praying hands, it's like, this is all token stuff. Well, in the meantime, he pardoned and released this guy that ran the dark web
Uncle Ruckus.
that fostered, you know, child prostitution, you know, child slavery, major drug deals, major, you know, financial, illegal financial transactions, you know, dealing with Bitcoin and all kinds of stuff. I mean, um, people going on there sanctioning, you know, working out murders. You know, this guy is not a good dude. One of the first things he does is pardon this guy. Well, I mean, but then he throws some tokens out there.
right.
I don't know. You know, like Les said, it's you know, both sides are gonna pardon some questionable, you know, characters. It goes both ways. But when you go back and look at, you know, who he's pardoned, and like you said, Lev, so fresh, you
What's the
know,
benefit?
a lot of these cats didn't even serve time or a year. I mean, Joe was up for some serious charges, and he just, well, he's on my team.
Let
I'm
me get
done.
him out of there.
Yeah. So should it be,
The
you know, should it
well,
be
I
looked
forgot
at,
about.
Tim? Should it be looked at from a legislative, you know, judicial point to, um, you know, to potentially vote against, you know, what that particular, who that particular president is pardoning? I don't know. I just see it getting out of hand.
Yeah.
I think you just leave it where it is for right now because I don't think two presidents from now, people are going to be as extreme.
Nah, they
Uh,
won't.
I don't think they're going to be as extreme.
When I think about it, man, and fellas, and I go back and I keep thinking about it, and I was looking at I'm looking at another breakdown I had. It's all about what politically what long-term effects it's going to have for you as an individual, as a candidate, whatever, how you may spin it, is what's going on with when we look at how they doing it, right? It may be, and in some is this one may have been, well, Joe did it for his son when he left. So I'm gonna go ahead and pardon these people because they similar to what's going on, what happened with me. When the state of New York was trying to get me for all these fraudulent things I was doing with my particular businesses, right? So I'm gonna show y'all that I got the ability to go. I'm gonna relieve some stress on them. I'm gonna release them from their burden. I'm important. But I don't think he did that in this instance. I almost want to think this was basically for self-interest, all together. This wasn't a political thing. I think this was self-interest, approval point of what I could do.
So to bring this home, this is the way I look at it. This is the way I look at it. It definitely need to be changed. And there's several things that I would recommend if I had a voice in that. I would recommend. Maybe you look at pardon eligibility requirements. Minimum time served to be eligible for a pardon, something like that. Or like that. If you didn't want to take it from the president, another thing is put that in the hands of the Supreme Court. Take the president out of it. That way you can kind of de-escalate the politics in it. If you send it to the Supreme Court, and the Attorney General can set up a panel of federal judges, and that'll be the people that decide, a panel, instead of just that one person. Because that pardoning NBA YoungBoy, Larry Hoover, Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, and all them, that's just a ploy to win votes. That dude ain't studying that. Okay, they say, oh, look, man, he pardoned black people. Them people ain't nobody heroes, man. They ain't nobody important. You did crimes. Larry Hoover, you in jail. People missing the basic thing. You're in jail because you did a damn crime. Right. That's the basis of it. You wouldn't need a pardon if you didn't go to jail. And to go to jail means you committed a damn crime. But so let's just I'm gonna throw some names out for tax evasion that had problems with tax evasion. They either went to jail or was about to go to jail for tax evasion. These are the kind of people that went. And then I'm gonna give you a list of people that didn't go. Ronald Eisen, tax evasion, prison. Wesley Snipes, tax evasion, prison. Mary J. Blige almost went to prison, tax evasion. Red Fox, tax evasion, prison. Richard Pryor, tax evasion, almost went to prison. Donald Trump, tax evasion, never went to jail. And he been doing it forever.
And won't go.
You know what I'm saying? So if that don't make any sense to you viewers, I don't know how else to beat that down. So it definitely needs to be changed. They need to look at it. Todd and Julie Christie barely did a year, and they got out basically because they are hardcore Republicans and they're in the celebrity eye, and they made big donations to the Trump campaign. Simple as that.
That money that they made is still sitting out there somewhere. They ain't going back to no party.
They kids put that money away, man. It's under the floorboards or something. You know what I'm saying? But they about to get stupid rich now because that pardon it pretty much expunged their record, and now they about to come on TV and they're gonna be even bigger than they were now. They're gonna be crazy rich, So it's crazy, man. You know who else? And I'm gonna say this here real quick. You know who else made a lot of money exploiting jail and getting over because of favors? Well, he was tried and convicted. He was tried and exonerated, and that's George Zimmerman. Now, I thought that was wrong, but he made a lot of money after that trial, man. He broke now, but he made a lot of money after that. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna jump into our next segment, fellas. It's called This or That, This or That. Fellas, we like to watch a little TV, a little movie, every now and then, man. And we like to analyze that stuff, man. So who's a better supervillain, Lev, man? Is it the Joker or is it old Lex Luthor, man?
Man, I was never a big Lex Luthor in the whole, that whole series, man. I wasn't no big fan of it. But the Joker, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Batman. Those what was it, Marvel characters or whatever you want to call it.
And DC, yeah.
That really wasn't my thing. But the reason why I'm going with the Joker is because although that wasn't something that I paid a whole lot of attention to, I did pay a whole lot of attention to the Joker. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to Marvel and that kind of stuff, but the Joker, man, it's just something about that dude because I can be flipping through the channels, and if I see the Joker on the screen, they still show them old things all the time. I'm gonna slow down and I'm gonna watch it. And the fact that this dude, he was a worse villain to me because of just the look. This dude walking around with a big old smile on his face, man. Oh, he got the makeup on, all that stuff, man. And the dude is psychotic.
He's psychotic, man.
This dude walking
crazy.
Yeah. And it's almost, and in addition to the whole psychotic part, that dude got some humor as he's going around killing people, man. He got some humor about it. So we talking about somebody that's a deep, dark side type, psychotic type dude that's gonna laugh at you. He gonna laugh with you. He might tell you old joke or whatever, and then he gonna go and kill you, dog.
He gonna take you out, dog. Yeah.
And he gonna laugh about it afterwards. He gonna laugh about it afterwards, man, and then keep it moving after that. So to me, you talk about a villain, a super villain that ain't got no feelings, ain't got no care in the world, gonna laugh. Imagine somebody, an old crazy person, man, deranged person, killing a family member, killing somebody you love, and then they gonna stand over him and laugh about it. And you got to see that crap, man. They gonna laugh about it. They got a big smile on their face. That's the Joker crazy. He's certified crazy. Whoever came up with whoever came up with the Joker, that person is brilliant, man. I should have looked it up. I don't know who it was, but whoever came up with him, that person is brilliant because the Joker is the ultimate doggone supervillain. Because that dude's certified. Hey, Tim, what you say, man? You gotta go see the Wizard, dog. You need to go see the Wizard.
You need to go see the Wizard, dog. The Joker Kanye crazy, dog. You know what I'm saying? He gone.
Yeah. So
okay.
Hey,
okay. Watch, dog. Joker, Lex Luthor.
Well, I'm gonna say it. The Joker is simply the scariest guy. He is crazy as hell.
Yeah, he is.
That some gun is crazy, man. That Lev said it, man. Big Lev said it.
Oh.
Dude go paint his face and let you know with a smile that he's gonna kill somebody in your family, and he don't give a shit. He gonna laugh. He gonna crack a damn joke about it. He don't care. I'm gonna say a couple things because I was asking myself because I knew what I wanted to say, but I wanted to see what some other people said. So I looked out there and said, "Let me see what the people say." They say the Joker, his motivations are rooted in chaos and the desire to break the rules, often leading to him causing mayhem simply for the amusement of it.
He loves it.
He's a master of psychological manipulation, constantly pushing Batman and other heroes to their limit. That's some gun crazy, dog. He's sitting there as he's looking at and then he already done planned out what he finna do while he laughing to him.
You're a bad man.
That man, and he know. You sitting there thought, what did he do? This something that he already did it. You got to figure out what he done. He already did it, and how you want to split it. He done already set yourself up. You over here trying to analyze, okay, when did he do it? When did he set it up? Man, he set that shit up before he sent you the goddamn rhythm. Before he sent you the damn note. He sent you a little card with a little Joker symbol on it. And you run around and talking about, and the old school Batman, y'all remember when it
I do, man.
Batman.
I do.
Pow. Boom.
Matter
Y'all know what happened?
That Joker, I know that guy's name. The actor that played that name was Cesar Romero. I still remember that from way back.
That summer gun played that role, man. So no matter how you look at it, a better dude. If you think about Lex Luthor, Lex Luthor had the smarter IQ and all of that stuff. He was a businessman. He was excellent. But when it came to just diabolical stupidness and don't care why he did it, but he gonna laugh as he doing it, the Joker. Yeah. The Joker he didn't care. Everything was a joke at the end of the day, and he didn't. Oh, I killed how many people? Oh, whatever.
I'm gonna save after the end, but I'm gonna tell you a little funny story about the Joker here in a minute.
You, man, I'm going with the Joker, man. He was just straight. He was dangerous, man. He was a killer, strong, cold killer.
Right on. Go ahead, Ando.
Clean sweep. Yeah, dude, this most definitely the Joker. Come on, man. This dude was diabolically crazy.
He was certified. Yeah, he was crazy.
Certified. he scared crazy people, man. I mean,
He
you know,
did.
he scared other crazy villains. It was like, what we gonna do what? Wait, you could, oh, snap. Oh,
And in the Batman series, even when they tried to unite all of them together, he was always the leader, dog. The Joker was the man.
yeah, man. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
certified official, crazy, psychopath, sociopath, and then he put makeup on his face. Yeah, he crazy, dog. He
Yeah,
crazy, he's
he crazy.
scary, he's smart as hell. Um, what you gonna do? When you scare other crazy killers, you know, and you make them
He
go to the
crazy.
altar and come to Jesus, man. Come on, man.
I'm gonna give him credit for making people scared of clowns, dog. Cause
Yeah,
people was
man.
clowns back in the day used to make people laugh, and kids when the Joker came on the scene, dog, people started being scared of clowns. You know that Jack in the Box used to be, whoa, that was funny, clever. Somebody a Jack in the Box pop out now on the table, you whooping that damn thing ass. Like I'm telling you, like, it's rock'em sock'em. You put a Jack in the Box in front of me now and pop it out of the box if you want to. It's gonna be on the other side of the room, dog. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm gonna give him credit for making people scared of clowns, dog, because the Joker was certified, dumbified, crazy, dog.
Yeah.
Kanye crazy. So it's the Joker hands down, clean sweep. All right.
All right, man. That old clown that's out now. He was that dude before that dude. What's the name of the clown that's out now, man? A little series with the clown killing people.
I see him on social media all the time. You're right. But Joker was that dude before then, man.
You talking about my man with the little balloon, with the red balloon?
Yeah.
I was dressed up as that dude this past Halloween, scared the shit out of some kids. I ain't
Yeah, kids. Boy, you don't traumatize them kids, bro.
I ain't give a shit. I ain't give a shit. I ain't give a shit. You brought your kid in my yard, you already knew what was coming.
Damn right. All right. So Joker, man. So Joker was a clean sweep on that. We're gonna give him that hands down. All right. So fellas, so check this out. Now we always comparing these actors, man. We had a good one with Forrest Whitaker and old Dead Eye, what Lev called him, you know, a couple of episodes ago. But now this is a good one right here. All right. So watch, dog. I'm gonna let you kick us off with this right here. This is a good one, man. Is it John Staying Alive Travolta or is it Sylvester Stallone, dog?
Man, hey, man, listen. Adrian! Ain't a doubt in my damn mind right now. I'm tired. Hey, I was with you, boy. I was rocking with you with Staying Alive. Don't get me wrong, because I was at work day. Staying alive, staying alive.
That's a bad one, man.
But you know, when I went to talk about, I say, don't get me wrong, boy. Don't get me wrong, boy. John Travolta, the man, boy, he got his own little airport built right outside of the house. He got to do a walk outside talking about we taxing off in 5 minutes. If you ain't outside before we leave, you getting left at home. You're like,
that's balling.
He got on as balling.
That's balling, dog. That's balling right there,
but
man.
But we talking about this comparison. I gotta go with goddamn Slide, man. Slide.
Yeah, go Slide.
Slide Rambo. Slide Rambo. Slide. It's Slide, man. Slide done reinvented himself, man. Slide, Rambo. He transitioned into Rocky. Mm-hmm. He even turned into a damn trainer when he trained Apollo. He trained Creed. He trained Apollo, his son. Then with the train Creed. But I'm going with Sylvester, man. Sylvester out there doing it, reinventing himself, boy. And then you can't help but you want to say it every time you hear it. You hear Rocky coming on, you want to say it. Adrian, Adrian, I want. I'm going with Sylvester, baby.
Sylvester, okay, he got a strong pedigree. Ando, John Travolta, Ando, John Travolta, Sylvester Stallone. You on mute, dog.
I'm mute.
All right.
Okay.
All right, man. Shut up. Got this lady talking in my ear, man, trying to give me advice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, we don't want to see no hand come flying in the camera. Just go ahead and
look here, big dog.
Hey, you saw that look over
John
the shoulder?
Travolta.
Saw it. I saw that.
What you say? Or Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
All right, now we need to think this through, bro. Because initially,
right. He looked to the right. We know where his answer came from.
You're gonna say Sylvester Stallone. And you're probably right initially.
He looked to the right.
Later in his career, man, John Travolta showed up, boy.
You still look to the right, so we know that ain't your true answer, but we're gonna go with it. Go ahead.
All right, now he profiling me now, dog. You know what I'm saying? That damn CSI over there. But look here, bro. Listen, Pulp Fiction. Anybody heard of that?
Yeah.
Anybody heard
I
of
knew
that?
you about.
It's
Yeah,
vaguely familiar.
we heard
It's vaguely
Pulp Fiction.
familiar.
We heard of it, but
How many times did you watch that?
Quite
you
a
heard
bit,
of the
dog.
Predator?
You watch Pulp Fiction. I guarantee you watch Pulp Fiction more than you watch Rambo.
I definitely did because I like black cinema, dog.
And here's the thing, because you are always, even after you saw how they pieced it together and they started from like the end and the middle and mixed it all up, you still went back and watched it several more times to try to figure out where the beginning was.
True.
Hey, but see, I
Then
got
where the
a
middle
dog on
was.
90s baby that can quote every Rocky movie. When you got your
listen,
kids can quote Sylvester.
That's good. That's good.
Adrian. Yeah, man, I get it, bro. He was our childhood, little Italian hero. He dirt poor, running up there, lifting his hands in there, and yeah, it was great. But
The man got a
John Travolta
statue.
got real,
The man got
Later
a
in his
statue
career,
in Black Mecca. One of the
later
Black
in
Meccas. He
John
got a
Travolta's
statue in
Hold
Philly.
on, dog. Hold on. Let him get his commentary in. Go ahead.
later in John Travolta's career, man, he was real, bro. Go look at his top movies and everything when he came back from spinning around in circles. You know what I'm saying? Now, Stallone, I mean, can we just go ahead and typecast him? Can we typecast him, bro?
Into what?
In just a tough guy. That's all he is all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
He got a few lines. He gonna shoot up something. He gonna blow up something. He gonna say something cool. That's barely recognizable. He boxing. Okay. He getting his butt beat all the time, and all of a sudden he come out on top. That story was old. When they came out with the remakes and all that type of stuff, man, we were past it. We knew what was gonna happen. It's a tough guy. Travolta, man, has more range. So early in their career, I would say, I'll give it to Stallone, but Travolta resurfaced, and he totally reinvented himself and what people think about him as an actor, because people really associated him with dancing and being a smooth dancer, cute dude, that could act a little bit. But Pulp Fiction showed his range, and his career took off even further after that.
I like what you say, Ando, but I'm gonna see if Tim come back with and Big Lev at the end. I'm gonna see who helped Povo dance
Go
with
ahead,
Steven
Lev.
to where he went. But I'm gonna be quiet.
Hey,
Go ahead, Lev. Go ahead, Lev.
hey, Ando said something right there just now, and I got a question for y'all. Y'all familiar with Tasha Smith, right?
Yeah.
Everybody familiar with Tasha Smith?
Yeah.
Yes. Tasha Smith is a typecast actress. She's a typecast actress. Tasha Smith is the hothead, quick tongue.
Yes.
I mean, don't care what come out of her mouth, whether she's somebody's wife, somebody's girlfriend, whether they're on a girl's trip.
Woman syndrome.
Yeah.
Angry black woman syndrome. Yeah.
Typecast of the angry black woman syndrome. She is. But guess what? Guess what? I'm watching everything Smith is in. I'm watching everything. Hey, what's the name of the show, man, when the couples went on vacations and they up in the mountains and all of that, man, and she sit at the table, boom. Hey, that girl right there, man, she is one of the funniest actresses on this planet.
Plus, she's very. Hey, look, Lev, don't get me wrong. Plus, she's very attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason I tuned in.
Why you scratch your head?
Hey.
Take very good care of herself.
I'm looking back on the wall. Still looking back.
He said and check his seat real quick.
Ain't nothing behind me but a wall, dog. I'm still looking back.
You would have thought the Joker popped up behind you, dog. The way you look.
Right? Hey. But don't let Ando throw me out, dog. He trying to throw me out. Talking about she used your eyes too, dog. He trying to get off topic. Hey, but my point in all that is, hey, you're right. Sylvester Stallone, he is a typecast actor. All right. But once you typecast and you've done a series of Rambo movies, and then now you come back with a series of Rocky movies. And now I'm a little dude, man, growing up, and I'm watching Rambo. And now here it is, I'm 54 years old, and I'm watching this dude still acting in doggone Creed. You know, I'm watching him still do his thing. I can't look past that and say that I'm going to put John Travolta ahead of him. You're right, Travolta, hey, he got some hitters, man. He got some heavy hitters. And he is more versatile. He is way more versatile. But when you find that thing, hey, when you Wes Welker, when you Tom Brady and Wes Welker, and you're gonna dig and dunk down the field because it worked, and then when you get in the red zone, you're gonna go to Gronk because it worked. It worked. You know what I'm saying?
All right, timeout, dog. I'm gonna have to call a timeout. Foul on the play. Look at here, boy. Look at him.
I'm saying
substance over volume. You know, substance. Goddamn, Johnny Travolta got substance, man. He can move them goddamn hip, and he can play a bad guy. He can play a nice guy. He can play a regular guy. The only guy, goddamn, Stallone is gonna play. Hey, get over here. Hey,
but Ando, we hear what you're saying.
Come on, man. It's the same character 19 times in a row. Just because people like to look at it, that don't mean it's good.
No,
that don't mean it's good all the time. We know what's gonna happen.
I agree with you.
Have no range, bro.
But guess who casted John Travolta to play those roles? Anybody?
I don't know.
Anybody? Sylvester, because he was the director.
Because he recognizes talent. That's why he cast them goddamn roles.
In the damn Stand, I want to say Stand Alive. Which one he directed? I got to go back and look at it. But Sylvester was the one that casted and directed John Travolta to play the role.
Let me ask you something.
Your sound is gone. Your sound is gone. Hey, either way, the longevity.
I'm still going Sylvester. I'm going
Sylvester Stallone that has to be put him over the top because he is good, and he's probably got like you say, he does have a lot more range. But if you look at the numbers, hold on, you look at the numbers for Rambo, and then you look at the numbers for the Rocky series. So, what's his name? Travolta. He don't have nothing. He don't have any series that's lasting over decades like that.
Yes,
he don't have nothing like that.
Hey, you see where I'm sitting there right now?
All right, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm sitting out of space.
So you watch the Kardashians? Do you watch the Kardashians?
No.
Well,
no.
Who?
You know how long that show been on? I don't watch them either, but I found out that it's been on for like 22 years or something. Now, which would you say is a better show? The Kardashians or Sanford and Son?
Oh, that's hands down Sanford and Son.
Okay, so you can't speak on, look how many series, look how long his career. No, look at the talent, look at the substance of what was put out there.
But that's
put on tape, bro.
You can't put those two together. That's
we always gonna have an audience, but when you hit me with the longevity piece, man, and all these series, I think
it boils down to really what do you favor? You know what I'm saying?
What's your genre movie?
If you're an action movie guy and like you said, a tough guy role, then Sylvester Stallone. I watch a series right now with Stallone and called Tulsa King. I don't know if y'all ever seen it before. It's a pretty good show, man. Sure. Tulsa King, pretty good. And Stallone is in there and he's excellent. But Really, you can't really slight John Travolta on John longevity either, though. Now, when you start talking about now, he don't have them signature series and trilogies like Rambo and Rocky and all that. But when you start talking about longevity, I'm gonna take y'all back now. Y'all do know that John Travolta was on Welcome Back, Kotter. Now, you do know that, right?
Oh,
Do,
yeah,
do y'all
right.
remember Welcome Back, Kotter?
That's right. Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Nobody
right.
got Welcome Back, Carter, man.
Yes,
That-
sir.
But the
Welcome
fact
Back, Carter. Come on now. Boy, them corduroys was popping back then.
Welcome
And I'm
back,
telling you,
welcome
dog,
back,
and
welcome
so
back.
I mean, so he got some roles. Now he had some signature movies too. You know, the one with Denzel, the train, what was that, Money Train or whatever that
Money
was?
Train, Money Train.
Yeah, that was man, that was powerful right there, dog. And you know, and then the one with Uma Thurman, I forgot the name of that one. That was kind of a comedy. Because, see, John Travolta can go comedy, too. See, he can go comedy. He can go action. He can go... So I favor John Travolta real talk because Stallone got an impeccable career, but I just... Like you say, I think that versatility is what intrigues me because he could be an action guy. He could play a villain. And then he can do some comedy, too. I've never seen Sylvester Stallone do anything outside of what he normally do, you know. But,
Hey, I seen him direct John
well,
Travolta.
John Travolta directed movies too. I'm sure at this point, you know, when you get in that age and you've been in Hollywood that long, I'm sure you got some director clout. I'm sure you do. You know, but but I'm gonna throw one more intriguing at you. So we're gonna jump in the NL Prime and this right here. Now this one we can show enough get your argument on because we're gonna try to stay in an hour right here. So we're gonna jump right in. Ando, you know, dun dun dun. Y'all heard the music. Y'all heard the music. Here you go. Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird. Ando, which one is it, man?
Impossible. Impossible, girl. I don't know why you do this. Impossible. Impossible, man. You want me to sit here and be God. Be God. Both of these girls bad.
Michael
They
Jackson bad.
I mean, yeah, real Michael Jackson. I mean, what you gonna take away from Diana Taurasi? This chick just retired. What's she like? 44 years old, man. She's still out there with
Yes.
them young girls. I mean,
She was the LeBron of the WNBA, dog.
it's like what? How many years? Wait, she's still playing? And effectively, you know? Oh man, come on, man. And Sue Bird was just nice. She's just a beast, boy. Beauty and freaking skill at its highest level. Boy, you making it hard for me. Let me see. Golly.
Oh boy, contemplating.
Hey, let me know, man. My ship landing in a minute.
Okay.
What?
Well,
We're gonna be done we're gonna be done in about 10 more minutes tonight. We ain't gonna go
I
on
can't
all
even
night.
say it. I don't even know. I'm just gonna flip
I'm
a coin.
rocking, man. I'm
and
back.
I'm just gonna say Diana Taurasi.
Okay. All right. Watch out.
Hey, thank you very much. I was coming back in. I was landing before I was going to get cut off by the NASA. NASA gonna cut me off in a minute because I'm coming in hard, and the Rockies is turbulence to hit me. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with DT, man. Diana, TT.
What's happening right now? What was you? I was speaking in tongue. I ain't know what the fuck you said. All I heard was come say go side, my two side. Come say go side. What you say?
That boy tongue was moving like them cartoon feet used to be moving back in the day. And it take about 10 seconds before they take off. That's how it's
Coming in 100 days. Coming in 100 days.
Hey, I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm coming in, man. I'm coming in with DT all day long, man, because she is the white mama. She was crowned and dubbed by the man himself. God rest in peace. You know who I'm talking about. Corey dubbed her. She dubbed. I'm gonna tell you right now that Taraji was one of 11 women to win the Olympic gold medal, NCAA championship, the FIBA World Cup, and the WNBA championship. Tell me how many people done did that.
You already told me one.
Huh?
Didn't you just tell me you said one?
I think she was.
Question.
No, I said she one of 11 women.
Yeah.
One of 11
one of
women.
11. I got you. Who the other 10?
Hey, I'm going with you, Ando. DT, baby, all day long. I'm going with the white mama.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now
Liv,
we talking, boy. Now we
come on with it,
talking.
Liv.
What you got? Boy, he had to get up there on top of the Golden Gate Bridge on that one. Come on, then, what you got?
Hey, first of all, hey, Mr. Moderator, I appreciate this topic. You know I appreciate this topic. All right. So let me go and clean this thing up for y'all, dog. Let me clean this thing up for y'all. If you looking for somebody to go run your team, if you're looking for somebody to run a team, man, it's Sue Bird all day, because she is the ultimate point guard. She's the ultimate point guard. Sue Bird, pretty soon, she's gonna be coaching an NBA team. I didn't say WNBA. She's gonna be coaching an NBA team. She's got that kind of mind when it comes to how to run a team, how to run a basketball team. So I know we got some women in the league, man. That's assistant coaches in the NBA.
Becky Hammond, yeah.
Started it. She's one of the ones that started it. But Sue Bird I don't mean assistant coach. She's gonna be a head coach in the NBA. I firmly believe that. I really do. If you sit down and you watch her game, y'all know how I am about the women's basketball game, man. If you sit down and watch her, I really wasn't even a UConn fan. I hated UConn. But I would watch UConn because of her, because I like to see the way she ran the team, man. You can literally see whatever it is they're trying to run out there. You can see her getting everybody in place. Everybody like to throw that term out there, coach on the floor. She was a coach on the floor. She really was. And truth be told, she really could still be playing right now. She didn't have to retire. She didn't retire because her game was declining. She just was one of them people that just retired because she just been there for a long time and she wanted to do some more things, i.e. coaching. All right. Now, having said all of that, the answer to the question is Diana Taurasi. Diana Taurasi is the answer to the question, because I said Sue Bird is who I would go get to want to run a team. But if I wanted to win some championships, if I wanted to be consistently, in every game that I'm playing because I got a top talent, on the floor at all times, I'm going with Diana Taurasi. All right. Taurasi, in her prime, that's what we're talking about. In her prime, nobody can stop her. She got a certified 3-point shot. She's going to get to the basket at will. Her mid-range game was great. And the biggest part about Diana Taurasi was the attitude she played with. She had an edge, man. She played with an edge, and everybody could get it. Players, referees can get it from Diana Taurasi. She'll let you have it, man. She ain't care nothing about if the camera is right there in her face. She's gonna say what she got to say. She ain't care nothing about no text. She ain't care nothing about no technical fouls. None of that.
White mama.
Yeah, white mama. That's that thing right there. You don't throw that term around loosely. If anybody,
it's not.
He got dubbed that by one of the greats.
Yeah, if anybody earned that title, it's her. There's some people out there saying, "Yeah, I worked out with Kobe, and Kobe showed me this, and Kobe taught me that." Well, she's the one that stands out more than anybody else as far as looking like Kobe. Her game is modeled after Kobe. She talks like Kobe on the court. And then she's a great defender. So she had a good game, man. And I believe Diana Taurasi, if she wanted to step right back in right now, she ain't been gone long, but if she wanted to step right back in right now, she'd be starting on a team somewhere at her age. Think about that. She would be somewhere starting on a team on most teams in the league right now. So the answer to the question is DT, man. It's the white mama.
Okay. I'm gonna say that I agree. I'm gonna start off by saying that Diana Taurasi would be my pick, but I was, both of them were first overall picks. Both of them have multiple double-digit All-Star appearances, several All-NBA team appearances, accolades and whatnot.
3 national champions.
Yeah, national champion. Actually, Sue Bird was one up on her on that as far as the WNBA championships. I think she got 4 and Diana got 3. But the thing is, Taurasi, like you said, man, I favor her because, and not just she played longer in the points that she scored and all that, because of the time she played, but like in her prime, like Lev said, her tenacity on both sides of the ball is that's what separates, because she can impose her will on other players, man. Like you said before,
Total fact.
she went out there and played with that edge like Kobe. That's why they dubbed her that, man. And other players, WNBA players, they feared her, man. You know, they know they was like, yeah, you definitely got a game for DT because she's going to come at you. And they had to do the same thing for Sue Bird, too, now, because she'll give it to you, boy. She'll give it to you. Don't make no mistake about it now, because she can shoot the cover off that thing, man. You know, but Taurasi, man, was like, man, you know, I mean, she was just a tough cover, man. You know, like you said, I believe she could probably still dominate right now. Go in there right now and dominate, especially she would relish playing in the WNBA now with the characters like Angel Reese and
Yep,
yeah,
that's a good
you know, she would relish that. She would relish them challenges like that, you know, playing against old girl, I can't even think of her name now.
Clark. Caitlin
Yeah,
Clark.
yeah, Caitlin Clark and all them, man. She would relish playing against them, man. Some of the Aaliyah Boston and all the top names in the WNBA. She would be Ryan Howard. You know, she loved to play against people like that now. But yeah, man. But I'll give it to you, Diana. All right, fellas. Gonna jump to our last segment. It is called Off the Diz Zone. Watchdog, you can kick us off with this. Who or what are you putting on blast going into this weekend, dog?
Man, hey, first off, giving honor to God.
What? Slow down.
He was ahead of my life. Can y'all hear me? Giving honor to God, who was ahead of my life.
Okay.
Y'all, a lot of y'all out there gonna get mad about what I'm about to talk about, and y'all already know what's going on, and y'all done heard it. Don't come at me. I'm just putting out what I think and how I feel about this particular situation that's going on with the gentleman that posted a thing and he wanted to speak his truth. He spoke his truth.
G-rated.
No, not D-rated. My man spoke his truth about the graduation, not getting invited, not getting the ticket. So, and if I ain't mistaken, I think it's my man Kev on stage. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I think it's my man Kev on stage. He posted a video. Y'all gonna go out there and check it out. He was talking about the graduation, right? His stepdaughter, who he's been in her life since she was 2 months old, married the mom when she was 2 years old, and had her on everything. He paid for everything, insurance, phone, yada yada, whatever else, based off what I was listening to, right? He thinking, right? He done took the days off because he truck driver. He drive truck, so he done took those 3 days off.
Yeah, I saw
right?
that.
You saw it, right? He done took the 3 days off, right?
What you talking about now?
Thinking he finna get one of the 8 tickets to the graduation. He didn't even get invited. So he reciprocated with, okay, since you invited, and he named the people, all 8 that got invited, and said that, hey, listen, okay, since I'm not worthy of a ticket, even though I've been in your life since you was 2 months old, I married your mama when you was 2 years old, and I've been there, and you live with me all your life, basically, for the 18 years or whatever up until graduation. But I don't even warrant a invitation to your graduation. And he's taking flack because he decided to say, I'm taking you off my insurance that he was paying for. So her health insurance was being paid by him. He took off the car insurance. He was paying car insurance. He took off all the other things, phone and all the other et cetera bills, right? And people are finding some indifference and feeling that he shouldn't have did that, because if he really loved her, he wouldn't have took her off that. No. I'm sorry, right now and here and now, I'm siding with that individual. I'm siding with him. And you can take it however you want. I don't know how to take because for one, this man stepped up and did all this. But yet and still the biological dad still got a ticket. So a couple aunts got a ticket, an uncle got a ticket, even the boyfriend got a ticket to come watch you graduate. Mm-hmm. But the man that then took care of you, that then provided all this, he didn't even get invited. And yet still you got the audacity as a mom that he married. And you mad, and there's animosity in the house right now because of that. So I want y'all to go look at it. You know, I may be missing some of the parts, but right now, that's what I'm putting on blast. I'm putting the mom on blast. The mom is on blast because I don't understand how you did not talk to your daughter and say, hold up. Your stepdaddy been here since you was 2 months old. I married you he married me at 2 years old. And ever since then, he has been in that role doing things and take care of you. But you decided that he was that not valuable enough to be invited to your high school graduation. That's what I'm putting on black.
Yeah, that's
it's one of those things. And we probably gonna have some indifferences on this, but right now that's why I stand. I'm like, I don't agree with that.
And what you want?
He said he wasn't mad, but he was
mad. He was hurt. What it is, he was hurt. He was devastated because he was devastated. I'm sure he was.
So that's why I'm at with this, man, because I was trying to find other things. I had some other things I want to talk about and say, trust me, I did. Oh, trust me, because today was a day. But trust me, I'm going with that one.
Okay. Hendo?
Yeah, bro, I agree with you, man. Yeah, that was foul. I'm putting on blast, young college and professional athletes, right? Male, especially, specifically.
Okay.
Not to call out my man Zion, but that's what brings this, to the forefront of my mind today. This young lady that he's been dating since he was at Duke, or not dating, but, one of his casual.
I saw that today.
You know what I'm saying? One of his casual hookups for 5 years when he was one and done, he kept, seeing this girl. And it's like, guys, when you're good enough to be professional and you coming into that money, those young ladies or young men or whatever you into, they do too. And you get classes on this. They have guys, colleges pay money seminars. They pay guest speakers,
constantly,
$20,000, $50,000, you get in training camp and stuff and OTAs. It's not just practices, they're going through seminars and, they got guys that's coming in that's been burned and, certain things that's happened to, they've made mistakes when they came into money and they're warning you of all these traps. So, I'm talking to the young men out there. You're gonna get what you want, man. You don't have to take anything. You don't have to abuse anybody. There's young men, young women out there. You guys are getting ready to make some money. They just happy to be around. You can get what you can get what you want. You don't have to take nothing from nobody. You don't have to abuse nobody. Stop the madness, man. What is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Don't put yourself in these situations. I know it's people out here really that's looking to compromise you and put you in these situations specifically. And listen to these guys that have always walked that have already walked these paths, because truth be told, bro, you don't have to be rich or a professional athlete to have these situations in life. It happens with a lot of
big facts.
Handsome men. You got handsome men out here, got 32 kids, ain't got no job. So it ain't just because you handsome, bruh. But be smart. And I just want to talk to these kids, man. You're coming into a lot of income, life-changing income. And then you're falling victim to, hood type stuff. And it has no race, religion. White women do it to white men and black women do it to black men, or Asian women do it. But hey guys, we got all that testosterone, but use a little bit of common sense. I'm putting that on blast, man, because I'm tired of hearing these stories.
Well, as Obi-Wan would say, that's real spiel right there, buddy.
I'm tired of hearing these stories, and I know you guys have had the talk from your parents, from your mom, from your dad, from your cousin, from your grandparents, and yet you still go out here and this wasn't no overnight thing or something that happened. Oh, I saw this chick a couple times. No, for like 5 years, bruh. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one, but his is being made public, and if you notice, it's like a rash of that. And then they just gonna throw a big number out there, and really they just want to settle out of court, because they got a
Or
number.
they throw a number out there that they know is ridiculous, and they hope you're gonna settle down somewhere
Yeah,
close to that.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah.
that is.
They want to get a couple of $1 million.
Yeah,
They're not
they're
gonna
not
get the
like
50 million.
who
They're
was
gonna
that?
get
50
2 or 3 million.
million. Yeah, somebody threw you know you ain't gonna get no 50.
You ain't
Stop
gonna
that.
get that. But you know what? I'll pay you 5 million to save my
There
reputation
you
to make
go.
this
To
go
close
away.
this out. You
That's a
know,
Close
win.
it out.
yeah.
So hey, young athletes out there, male and female,
Mhm.
think about count to 10. Think about it.
Mhm.
You had enough training, you had enough classes. It's for real.
Indeed.
It's for
Indeed.
real. Don't throw it all away. That's all I got on that, bro.
Okay, Big Lil.
Yeah, and that dude, he was told. Coach K came out, man, sometime last year when somebody asked him about the other stuff he was going through, what design was going through, man, and told him. And like you said, it ain't just him, but Coach K talked about how you gotta be aware because you're a target now. So he said this won't that thing he was going through before with the porn star. He said that's not going to be the last one. It's going to come at you, and so he's got to be aware and got to fix that, man. Just to wrap that up. Who I'm putting on blast this week is y'all know where I am, man. I'm in South Carolina, all right, one of the most red states, out there, and I'm putting the state of South Carolina on blast. We got some crazy laws here in South Carolina. One being, I don't know if y'all familiar, y'all know they reinstituted the firing squad in South Carolina. Yeah, we got the fire. It's 2025, and the firing squad is a means of execution here in South Carolina. They came back out with that last year or the year before, one of them, but it is in place now. But the thing I want to talk about now is they. So today I'm watching the news, and I hear them say, for the second time, the governor, he's vetoed a bill that would say, hey, look, if you've been convicted of a gun crime in the past, a carrying charge in the past, illegal carrying, he vetoed the bill that would exonerate you, of that crime. So now, right now, state of South Carolina, you don't have to have a license to carry. You don't have to have a license to carry a weapon anymore. All right, anybody.
That's Texas.
You don't have to have no training, no license.
That's Georgia too.
But see, the problem, I don't have a problem with that. Well, I do. I shouldn't say that. I do have a problem with that. But the bigger problem I have is this. If you put this law in place and you don't have to have a license to carry a weapon, and you have people in jail for that charge, you got to let them go. You got to drop the charge. You got to
Go.
Yeah, you can't say, hey, yeah, this is not a problem anymore for you to carry a weapon.
Yeah, you just roll back to the top and you just roll back to the head lead. You just roll back to the head lead. Is it a pardon?
It ain't a problem. Then how are you saying it's not? Hey, we made a mistake. We shouldn't have been charging people for this thing. It should be okay. But you still gonna have this charge on your record. You still gonna stay in jail if you're in jail right now. And the crazy thing is, you got bipartisan support. You got both Republicans and Democrats that signed this thing and sent it to the Senate in there trying to get it passed, and it got to the governor's desk for the second time in 2 years. The governor came back and said, "Nah, we're gonna veto that. We want to keep these people in jail. We want to keep this on people's records. All right, we're not going to expunge their records, none of that kind of stuff." Because his thought process is, well, at the time it was a crime, and so you gotta stay in jail, or you gotta keep this charge on your record. I kind of get what he's saying.
I don't get that because at the beginning we talked about this at the time.
I'll let it go because they did. If you can change the law, then you can change the thought process as far as whether you should still have the charge or not. If it's not a crime right now, you shouldn't be sitting in jail for it.
Well, I'm still sitting in there for this particular. It's the same thing we talk about that when we talk about the herb.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And everybody out there with the weed charges, and yet it's still now it's legal. And you look around, who's the majority of people that's selling it? When you look,
you already know. You already know.
Every other corner is a shop up now that's selling
right
the same product that you went to jail for.
Well,
yet and
I'm gonna tell you,
still sitting in jail.
well, I said this before, and I said this like a couple of shows. I don't know what episode it was, but my opinion is we're living in a lawless country right now, man. People just they're just going with the wind. It's all political. None of this stuff makes any sense. It's just they just doing stuff to appease to get votes and throwing red meat to people that believe in these stupid ideologies and they following these the next thing and saying all this. There's no rhyme or reason for a lot of this stupid stuff that people are doing. They know that this stuff is wrong. It ain't like you got to go out there and tell them, hey man, this is wrong. They know that already. They know that, but they just doing it anyway just to go. I mean, they are destroying everything that America's supposed to be standing for, and that goes back to what I was talking about one time before, why I don't do that anymore, that we talked about. The reason I don't do that anymore, because that shit ain't true. It ain't true. That's a lie, and I'm not going to stand up there and give reverence to something like that I know that ain't true. That it's supposed to be. That's the that's the spirit of America, but that's not the soul of America. You know what I mean? It's the spirit of America, but it's not the soul of America. So, perfect segue to who I'm putting on blast. I'm putting Elon Musk on blast. Let me tell you something, Elon Musk. You don't get to come back now and start trying to say, well, I'm going to criticize his budget plan and say that, he's spending more. No, you're not doing that. You're saying that because your stock went down in the toilet. Because you know what? All them black people that ran out there and bought them damn cyber trucks and stuff like that and all that, they stopped rocking with you. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get to come back now and say, you know what? His thing is going to shatter the budget. No, not when you done laid off hundreds of thousands of people at your direction and you ain't even have no cabinet position. You don't get to come back now and say that, like you making some type of statement, like it really matters what you saying. I'm going to tell you what you got played, partner. Just like everybody else that run around this dude get played. He not that kind of dude. You can't be around him and have more juice than him or get more pub than him. Your time is limited. If you start doing that, you on the clock, dog. You're going to be up out of there. Say what it really is. He told you that you had to step. Don't act like you just walked away because you felt it was time or you need to go. No, they told you to save the embarrassment. Get your ass out of here.
The spotlight too much.
It is, man. Keep it 100, dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't come back here now and be like, well, you know what? I think that don't nobody care what you think. You Liberace looking. Hey, step on up out of here, dog. And them ragged ass trucks you got, take them with you. I'm calling back because I can't stand them, dog. Can't stand them. You done ruin all the people's lives up there. I'm watching people every day, man, that you had a government job, man. Well, a year ago, you had a government job, you was set. You had your insurance, you had a good pension, you had all that, and then in the blink of an eye, you walk in there and they tell you ain't got no damn job no more. Shit was catastrophic. What idea was that? Yep. There's no way you thought that was doing the American people any good at all. Talking about making cuts. You got to be out of your damn mind.
It's still that way.
I know it, man, and I don't like it. So that's what I'm putting on blast, man. Elon Musk, you know what, dog? You getting what you deserve right now. That's the way I look at it. And it's going to be worse for you because your boy going to come out here at some point and bash you right on national TV. Mark my words.
Yeah, it's coming.
He gonna kill him. He gonna kill him, dog. He gonna be like, yeah, well, I didn't really know him that well. I don't really know Elon. I don't know him that well. I don't know him. I just met him, I talked to him a couple of times, but I don't really know him. I don't know Elon. He gonna come out there and bash you on up, dog. So get ready for it and brace yourself. So check it out, fella. This is BaldHeaded Reason. This is BaldHeaded Reason. We'd like to invite you to follow and subscribe, subscribe, and follow BaldHeaded Reason, man. Make sure you do that. Tap in. New episodes every Monday. We're coming at you all the way live, dog. You know what I'm saying? We love to hear from you. If you want to hit us up at baldheadreasoner@gmail.com, man. That is baldheadreasoner@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Give us those comments, those questions, man. And leave a little comment on the show, man. When you check it out, drop a little comment. Tell us what you think, dog. You know what I'm saying? Till next time, man, grab your drink. We're going to tell you what you think. This is BaldHeaded Reason. We'll see you on the flip side, y'all. It'll be love, it'll be peace, and it'll be soul, baby. We'll pop this thing, and we'll talk to y'all as soon as we can. As soon as we can. And then Cedric Entertainment will say, I holler.